Christopher Nkunku to AC Milan. Personal terms agreed. 5-year deal. 35 million euros. Thank you very much. With add-ons from AC Milan. Probably could have got a little bit more. A lot more, really, when we consider the quality of the player. But the stocks are so low and we're so late in the window. That is like bottom feeder level money for someone of this talent. 27 years of age, of course, we already know this. In his prime, but he's had a lot of injury issues. And to be honest, I like the player. I'm not going to celebrate this exit. It's more of a needs must. It's not because he's a bad player. I think a lot of people who maybe don't follow Chelsea, right? We know as Chelsea fans, but a lot of people that don't follow Chelsea just think this is another Bundesliga flop. This is not, for me, a Timo Werner or, you know, even a Kai Havertz. I think there was actual serious quality in this player. And it just didn't work out for a numerous and many number of reasons. When we first of all take a look at his injury record in the first campaign, guy was out the whole season. He was out the whole season. Last season, he was fit. But what happened then? He's misprofiled. Man was misprofiled the whole season. He had to play up front, second fiddle to Nicholas Jackson, and he was awful. Like, I'm not going to beat around the bush. He was dreadful to the point where we are pretty much all unanimously okay and happy with him leaving, right? He was basically walking off the ball at times. It was like playing with 10 men. Couldn't really hold the ball up. Didn't look comfortable back to goal. And I said that last summer. We have to play him off the striker. He's got to play behind the striker. That's where he played at Leipzig. That's how he found his form in the first place. And he's better connecting the dots. He's better connecting the play from midfield to attack, in between the lines, and crashing the box and getting his goals. He was a free kick. He was even a free kick taker at Leipzig. We didn't see a single free kick at Chelsea. I think that's what breaks my heart the most. When we see those Leipzig comps, we didn't even get 10% of that at Chelsea. We didn't get a single free kick. How could we not get one single free kick? This is a guy that was on the cusp of getting into the France World Cup squad before the injury. That's how talented he was. And we all know how difficult that France national team is to break into. So it's a frustrating one, because when he came in, there's a lot of excitement, a lot of hype, a lot of GA per 90, a lot of fantastic statistics. Everybody was, you know, singing the praises, of course, as you would, new signing, in form, playing well. We didn't get any of that. He's not a player that you use back to goal, not a player that you ask to hold up against big, strong Premier League defenders. Not even a player that you ask to run channels and stretch plays. Just, that's not him. You know, I look at this player and I still believe in the technical quality. I look at this player and I still think there's ability there. But it was very evident last season that his mental went. His mind went. And when your mind goes, your heart goes. And when your heart goes, your feet go too. And next thing you know, you're gone. And he is. I mean, he did actually pick it up in the Club World Cup. He did actually step it up. I thought he was actually pretty good. And that's when we started to play him in his actual position. We started to play systems that could actually accommodate him. Initially, when he came in, I think the plan, of course, because he came in so long ago, under how many different managers ago, probably when Todd Bowley, right, was still under leadership in terms of sporting director, I believe. Maybe it was Christopher Vell that got involved, was it? I forget. But there was obviously that Leipzig link. I feel like the initial plan was always he'll play in the 10 and Palmer will play on the right, and and Jackson will play up front. That was the initial mindset. What actually happened was that none of that happened in the end, really, because he was injured, and then obviously Maresca put Palmer in the 10. But in the Club World Cup, we started to play a 4-2-2-2, and we started to play him in the left pocket, and he started to play well, and we were all like, do we keep this brother? Do we keep him? Because he's starting to play how we thought he was capable of playing. By that point, it's too little too late. There's the France World Cup next year. He already missed the last one. You know, the World Cup's coming up in America. If he has any chance of being in that squad, he's got to be playing regular first-team football. But I'll be honest, I'm going to be rooting with him. I'm going to be rooting for him. And this is another, by the way, this is another time AC Milan get a very, very good deal out of us. Oh, Mike Maignan. Don't make me circle back. Don't make me circle back. Don't make me go back to the block. They get Pulisic on a good deal. They're getting Tomori. They're getting Loftus-Cheek. Now they're getting Christopher Nkunku. Have I missed anyone? Where's our good deal? Where's our player in return? I know it's amalgamation of different sporting directors for all of those different deals I've just mentioned at AC Milan. But the overarching feeling is that this is another very, very favourable deal in your terms. Maybe people will think that this is Chelsea. I don't know. Maybe we got the book value back, or Chelsea. Look at them making money again. 35 million euros for Christopher Nkunku is an absolute snippet, and I'm shocked. I'm bamboozled. I'm flabbergasted. Yeah, that no other Premier League team on that price point didn't come in for this guy. Because if you've got a system that tailors the position that he needs to play, then boy, you got a player on your hands. You'd be shocked what can happen with a bit of confidence. When a player like him, who technically has a bit of confidence and plays with a little bit of a bop, a step, and he has people to link with and bro. And I know you probably heard this all before. You're probably traumatized, but PTSD. But bro, I'm telling you, this guy here is something there. So listen, I wish him all the best. You know what I mean? He was professional. Obviously, yes, it was like playing with 10 men sometimes, but he was professional. He was kind of in the bomb squad, kind of not, him and Jackson. And it's another player at the door. And I'm pretty sure UEFA, regulations, constraints, we need to get rid of these many players so we can bring in these many players and register. And I'm sure that's what hopefully going to be taken care of with this move. This is a very important move. Does this mean that Xavi Simons is going to get done? Because we were linked with Fermin Lopez a couple of days ago. Am I going to speak on it at length? No, because I think it's a smokescreen, if I'm being completely honest. I don't think he's really available like that. And I think this is an alternative to Simons just in case Tottenham go and get him. He does remind me of a La Masia Mason Mount. and that's not a disgrace. That's not an insult. You saw Mason Mount against Fulham. He is actually quite sharp. I'm talking about two-time player of the year, Mason Mount, which we can't have revisionism. We can't lie and pretend like that's not a really, really influential, important, good player. So that's what he kind of reminds me of, but I've not watched a whole heap of Lopez, to be honest. He just looks like an 8. Another player that kind of plays just maybe in the pockets in the 10. Really good goal getter, and someone that maybe plays in Enzo Fernandez's kind of role in this team. But we have Andres Santos, so I'm not really too sure what's going on there. But does this unlock Simons? It unlocks Garnacho. From what I can see, everything means Garnacho must happen. Every Fabrizio tweet, I don't know what's going on there behind the scenes. I'm not going to speculate anything too much legally. I won't say anything that will put me in positions that I can't pay for. But I will say this. It's looking dodge. It's looking very suspect. It's looking very investigation. All right, now I've taken it too far. But you get my point. How is a man tweeting repeatedly, repetitively on the same topic and rewording it differently? You sound like you're submitting an essay and you're literally just copying and pasting the first paragraph and rewording. This is what it sounds like. And now we're doing the word count, and the word count at the end of the window is going to surpass what the minimum limit was. But if we get if we get a magnifying glass on your essay and we start looking into things, Fabrizio, it gets very spooky. It gets very scary, but not for us. So be very careful, because I am opening investigations on Chelsea anyway for FFP, PSR, BBL, BMW, MP4, and POV. Just in case I can get this pushed through with evidence before the Garnacho, here we go, then the deal will be cancelled. Well, Xavi Simons makes the most sense to get done alongside this deal because it's a half space replaced with a half space player. But if we're not going to do that, and we're going to do the Garnacho one first, then by all means, I'm ready. Mentally, I'm ready. I'm not going to, I don't know how I'm going to feel. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I'm ready to go. I got my cameras. So, yeah, listen, best of luck to Christopher Nkunku. AC Milan, you owe us something at some point. I don't know how you're going to return the favour this time. You haven't even returned the last few favours. But I'm telling you now, on God, we will be there. At some point, some prodigy, some talent, some technical level will come from that club. That is affordable with our wage structure, and that is under the age of 25. There's a lot of regulations and restrictions, but you get what I'm saying, and we will be there. We will be there. So guys, let me know how you feel about Christopher Nkunku's exit. 35 million euros with add-ons included. Personal terms agreed. 5-year contract for the Frenchman at AC Milan. I could do this reporting thing. It's not that hard. In a bit, people. Peace.